When the temperatures start to drop outside, there's nothing better than a made-from-scratch warm bowl of soup.
Made even better, chock full of homemade dumplings.
Add in some warm, savory broth, tender vegetables, and perfectly roasted chicken.
It's fall comfort at its very best.
Oh, those dumplings, I tell ya.
I could just eat a whole pan of the dumplings.
I know, but the soup too. So
the soup's good too.
The soup is really good. So, all right, I have got...
Oh, right, the soup.
Oh, right. I've got a nice large pot here that I've put 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and I've melted them. Now I've got my, what is this?
Your mirepoix.
Mirepoix, that's some diced or just some sliced celery. You're going to want about a cup each of these vegetables. These are carrots, not too thick. I'd say that's about a 1/4 inch. And then I've got some onion here. And this is going to be the base
The
of
Holy
our,
Trinity,
The Holy Trinity, oh yeah. So let's talk.
I'm always like mise en place or mirepoix, but then I realized that mirepoix has the vegetables.
Right, and then you remember.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's talk about one of the other really important elements of this soup.
This is homemade liquid gold.
He calls it liquid gold.
Chicken stock.
It's broth. I call it the broth. You can do it with roasting the bones, or you can do. There's multiple ways you could do this. You could go to the store and just buy some boxed broth, and you're still gonna have a delicious soup. You could get a whole chicken, and you could fill it with water, and then bring that to a simmer with some vegetables. You're gonna have a lovely broth. You're also gonna have some chicken meat that you can use, or you can do it like I do, and I make my broth days in advance, freeze it. And here's how isn't that look good? Here's how we do it. I get about 3 to 4 pounds of just chicken pieces. You want bone-in, skin on, because there's lots of flavor there. And put it in a nice large stock pan, and then fill that with plenty of water, usually about 10 cups of water. You're gonna let that chicken simmer for about 30 minutes, and then you skim. And then you're gonna add in some just rough chunks of onion, the mirepoix, carrot, and celery, and then you're gonna add in some of just your favorite herbs like parsley, rosemary, whatever you've got. You can just put them right in there. Sometimes you can wrap it up into a cheesecloth.
Make a bouquet garni.
A bouquet garni. You let that simmer for about 3 hours, adding more water as necessary, and then you're gonna let that just come to a cool. Strain it. After it's cooled enough to, you cooled off enough, you can put it in the fridge. Do that, because then overnight, it's gonna all that congealed fat is gonna just form on the top layer. You can just easily skim that off, and then you've got the best chicken broth. I'm telling you,
right.
it is to die for.
I need to heat this broth up, so I'm gonna take it over here to the stove. And
yeah, we're just gonna while these cook, these are gonna cook for about 5 minutes until they get nice and tender. While he's doing that, let's also talk about chicken. You could also, so I use chicken legs. I'm not gonna use the meat from my chicken legs, but you could use the meat from when you're making your broth. It just gets very shreddy.
Chicken.
So this one I love making chicken. Roasted chicken. I got 2 large chicken breasts, skin on, bone in, brushed it with some olive oil, hit it with a little salt and pepper, put it on a baking rack, put it in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for anywhere from 45 minutes to, say, an hour. You're gonna wanna use your instant read thermometer to get it to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Once it's cool enough to peel that skin away, and Wesley will eat it, then you're just gonna use your fingers to pull away the meat and shred it.
I'm sorry, there's nothing better than some crispy chicken skin.
I know, I agree with you. And you may have more chicken than you need, that's okay. For this recipe, I typically like to do about anywhere from 2.5 to 3 cups of roasted chicken.
And you froze part of that.
Oh, yeah. And it's the same thing with the broth. I mean, you make a double batch because it's that time of the year when you're going to want to be making soups left and right.
Totally.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to let this continue cooking for just a few more minutes, and then we'll carry on. Okay, so these have gotten nice and tender.
Those look great.
Take about 8 minutes. Okay, now what we're going to do is, because you want, I like there to be a little consistency to the broth. You don't want it too thin. I've had it where it's really thin, kind of like a chicken noodle. But I think adding this flour, that was a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, it's going to create a roux.
But I love, because it thickens it a little bit.
It thickens it a little bit, yeah. It gives it just that velvety texture.
Yeah, and more comforting, I
think so too. So now you're going to get started on the dumplings.
Yes, I'm the dumpling king over here.
That's right.
So I've got a 1.5 cups of flour, and I'm going to throw in 3 teaspoons of baking
powder.
Oh.
That's going to help them poof.
Yes, I get always mixed up with that one.
Yeah.
The powder makes it poof.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
And then I've got 2 tablespoons of parsley, chopped up there. And then I've got a teaspoon, half a teaspoon of salt.
Nice. Okay,
And
I'm going to add in.
There we go.
I'm going to add in this. I can do this without creating a burn. That would be
Yes,
nice.
Chris, you should have grabbed.
I know, it's all right.
I think he's numbing the hands already.
I know, I'm numbing the hands and in the head.
All right, and I'm just gonna mix this together, get it all mixed in there, all the
There you go.
soda or the powder mixed
Get
together.
it nice and distributed.
Okay, so
You added salt?
yes, I added
Okay.
a half a teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
Okay, is that good?
That's good.
Yeah.
You've done a
Well,
great
I
job.
want to make sure and make them there.
Okay.
All right, now I'm going to throw in 2 tablespoons of, this is super cold butter. I love it.
It's chilled, unsalted butter that
it's
we
stuck in
cubed
there.
that we cubed a while ago, and then I just put it in the freezer just to keep it nice and cold. I added a teaspoon and a half of kosher salt and a teaspoon of black pepper to this.
All right, and then this is, I forget what this is called.
It's just like a pastry cutter.
Yeah, okay.
You can absolutely use a pair of. What you're doing is
I'm
you
getting
just
my hands in here too.
Yeah, you just want to get them kind of break that butter down so it's a little almost like pea size, which I cut it pretty close to that anyway. So
You did, which
you don't
is
have to worry
very
about that much more.
helpful.
Now I'm going to add my chicken into the soup. We are building. I mean, I think chicken and dumpling. There are so many people that have said that is my favorite soup. It's been one of our most popular soups on the blog for many, many years. Most people had memories of like their grandmother making it or their mother
Yes,
making it.
yes.
And,
Not me.
Not
You have.
Yes, my mom made. Oh, she made incredible. I think her mom did too. Sometimes you get them. I've had them at places where they're not really the big fluffy, billowy. Dumplings. They're more like, I always think they're more like little strips of pasta, and it's tasty. But this is my favorite way to do it.
Yes, all right. So I've
Okay,
got
you're
that.
good.
I've got
You're
those.
good.
And now I've got, is this a quarter cup of milk?
That is.
Okay, so I'm gonna pour this in, and we're gonna work this all together. And I'm gonna throw an egg in here too.
Okay.
Watch out.
He's cracking eggs.
There we go, cracking eggs.
Yeah.
I need a little napkin. Thank you. And now I'm just gonna work this until it starts getting that kind of flaky crust.
Yeah. You could have
Or
wanted to break
flaky
that
dough, sorry.
break that egg and lightly beat it, but it's okay.
Oh.
No, it's fine. What you're doing is
Oh.
now you see how the soup is just starting to, that roux is starting to do its thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it just kind of thickens it a little bit.
And I'm trying to keep up with you.
You're good. You're good. So that takes just like a couple minutes till it really starts to come together. And
up
at
that
some point,
egg.
you're going to want to do the most useful tools in the kitchen, which is I always
your
just use
hands. I know.
And just form till a
How's that
till a
looking
dough
along?
forms. Okay, that's
Okay.
looking good. That's what you call a shaggy dough.
That is a shaggy dough. Should I work with my hands a little bit?
I think so. Just you got
Okay.
clean hands. You're going to want to wash them after you do this, and then just you can gently knead it.
Bring it together a
Yeah,
little bit?
just bring it
Okay.
together. Don't over knead it because then they won't be quite as fluffy.
I don't want to heat that butter up because you know me. I'm
You
a
can
very
start
hot person.
Bringing it together.
Oh.
Start bringing it together
okay,
like,
like this.
dough. Yeah.
Kind of like this, holding it a
There
little
you
bit.
go. Yeah, just keep.
I'm very nervous, y'all.
Don't be nervous. We should have practiced this. I usually make the dumplings.
Yeah, he just
But
threw me in there.
I said they're so easy to do, and he does a great job.
How's that?
That is good.
Is it going to be sticky like that?
Yeah, they're supposed to
Okay.
be a little sticky.
All right. So what do I do now?
Okay, you're going to let you wash your hands. I'm going to work that dough just a couple seconds more, and then we're going to drop them in there, and then it's almost ready to go.
Okay.
Okay. So look at that beautiful dough. So
That's gorgeous.
While you were washing your hands, gorgeous. You just kind of knead it very gently with the back of your hand until a dough like this comes together.
There you go. All
okay.
right.
So now let me show you. You're just gonna. There is no science to this. You just pinch off. You can use a spoon. Resist the temptation to make them too big because they really do bloat up because of that baking powder, and they can become like bowling balls in your soup. Which, if you like that, that's okay.
Tell me, is that too small or does I need a little bigger?
I would say
that okay?
that's perfect. I definitely would not go any bigger than that.
all right.
Because you remember they really do.
I like big
dumplings.
dumplings.
I know.
I do. They're delicious.
They are. Okay, so we're going to continue doing this. until we've used up all that dough. Sometimes I don't use all of the dough because if
I'm trying to be perfect with my.
you don't need to because when they form, they're not the dumplings aren't supposed
I'm
to.
like doing this.
I've done like 7 to your 1.
I know.
They're not meatballs.
Well, it's nice. Nice to have a little form
Structure to your dumpling.
to your dumpling.
Okay, so we're gonna let these.
Hold on, Chris. You got to get your. Oh, that one's a little bigger. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have huge dumps.
No, we're not. Here we go. These are going to be 3. There.
Okay.
Okay.
It's
Ready?
gonna be like, would you like soup with your dumplings?
Oh, stop. Yeah.
I know. That's actually that's a good thing. See, they're already getting that poofy, beautiful dumpling texture. Okay, so now we're gonna cover this, let it simmer. I'm gonna turn it down to like medium low and just let it simmer for 15 minutes, and then we have the big reveal, which is exciting, and then it's even more exciting when we dig in.
That's right.
Okay.
Yay.
It's almost soup time,
so
we
excited.
let this go for about 15 minutes, and I took it off just to let it cool for a second so it doesn't burn.
Let's see how big these babies got.
Those are good. Those are nice.
Those look great.
That is a beautiful bowl of chicken and dumplings. Look at that. Doesn't that look great? They're billowy. They're not fall apart, but they've got enough texture to them that they should be melt in your mouth delicious.
Yay!
This is one of my favorite things to make in the whole wide world. This
Come on,
weighs
there
like
you go.
600 pounds. Okay, I'm gonna turn it.
All right.
Okay.
You got it?
I got it. I'm gonna give you a nice big dumpling.
Yay! Look at that dumpling! Oh, you guys. Oh,
One more. You want one more dumpling?
One more dumpling.
And some chicken,
Wow,
vegetables.
you guys. Look at how delicious.
That is comfort food. Grandma would be so proud.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, you guys, you have to, and it really, especially if you make the broth ahead of time, which you can do. I know this seems like, oh, it's too much work, but boy, is it worth it. And then,
there you go.
now-
Make sure everybody can see that
yep.
loveliness. All right, I'm gonna just get this out of the way.
I know it's heavy.
That is heavy.
I know.
All
It's a
right.
heavy pot. Okay, now of course we have to make things pretty. So I got a little chopped parsley here.
Yahoo! That. Oh, you guys, it's so good.
I know. Okay. Oh, thank you.
Oh man,
We have been waiting for a long time to make
this
this.
is piping hot too. I'm gonna just kind of dig in here.
Cut
to
into
this-
your dump.
that dumpling, you guys.
So tender. There's something about them that is just comfort food at its ultimate.
Okay, all right. I've got a little bit of everything on here.
Good.
Can you believe that?
I
Without me
can't.
fishing around. Look at that. All right, I got to blow on this.
Yeah. All right, we going in?
Hold. Oops, I dropped my hair. All right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Holy
Tamale.
dumplings! Holy dumplings!
That-
No,
Oh boy.
that is. This is the first poop. This is the first soup of the season, and it's a humdinger. Oh,
I think it's hard to categorize which is the favorite because there are so many of them are so good. But this, folks, this has been a classic for generations and for good reason because it's just so. And that chicken is
the
roasted.
chicken, the broth. How you thickening that just a little bit? Look at that, you guys. Look at how-
Yep. We're just sitting here eating in front of you guys. You guys, come on over, have
All
a
right,
bowl.
well, before I devour this and just, I wish it was cool enough I could just pour it down my throat. This is oh no, it's really good. Let's do 1,000,000% Loon approved.
Wow, okay.
It's soup, it's the first soup.
We're starting soup season off on a good
Yeah.
foot. All right.
Oh.
You guys, make chicken and dumplings. It's the most heartwarming, delicious.
So
I told my
good.
family the other day we were doing this, and they all like screamed.
I know, we're coming over.
Yeah. It's a family favorite. All right, we love you guys. so
Hold on, I'm
much.
still working with my
He's
dumplings.
still working with his dumplings. All right, bye everybody. We
Bye.
love you.
Yes, make some chicken and dumplings. Ow, hot.